This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
Charges have been dropped against a teenager in connection to a January 14th shooting near Montlake Park in Moses Lake.
Congressman Dan Newhouse and other federal lawmakers are desperately trying to stop a court-mandated spill from happening in the lower Columbia and Snake Rivers on April 3rd.
The Washington State Parks and Recreation Commission is offering 2 free days at state parks in April to celebrate spring and Earth Day.
Big Bend Vikings baseball has had a solid season so far.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News. And it starts now.
Charges have been dropped against a teenager in connection to a January 14th shooting near Montlake Park in Moses Lake. 17-year-old Gabriel Ruiz Balderas had been charged as an adult with assault in the first degree and robbery in the first degree. The Grant County Prosecutor's Office dismissed the charges without prejudice this week, citing evidentiary issues, keeping them from proceeding with the case at this time. Having the case dismissed without prejudice means charges can still be filed at a later date. Ruiz Balderas and 20-year-old Zachary Scone are accused of meeting with the 18-year-old victim on January 14th at Montlake Park. Moses Lake police say while the victim was talking with the 17-year-old, Scone reportedly came out of the bushes and shot the victim multiple times. Scone was taken into custody the next day during a traffic stop near Warden. Ruiz Balderas was taken into custody January 21st at an apartment complex on Ashley Way. Scone remains charged with assault in the first degree and robbery in the first degree and remains in Grant County Jail on $500,000 bail. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by
Maytag and the family Pooch have a lot in common. Both are loyal, both aim to please, and both are tenacious dish cleaners. But only one can sanitize. Maytag, what's inside matters.
Maytag Appliances, now available at more furniture in Ephrata. Congressman Dan Newhouse and other federal lawmakers are desperately trying to stop a court-mandated spill from happening in the lower Columbia and Snake Rivers on April 3rd. The mandate was ordered by U.S. District Court Judge Michael Simon last year in an effort to spill more water through dam spillways for the purpose of protecting steelhead and salmon. Conservationists say the extra water will help young salmon migrate to sea, but Newhouse and many others say the negatives far outweigh the positives.
In my humble opinion, this is not even based on sound science. That additional spill could actually have more detriment to the salmon that we're trying to protect than benefit because of the increased amount of dissolved gases and so forth, which are toxic to fish. And then you add on top of that the extra burden of utility costs. It's just, to me, something that we really shouldn't have to do.
Lawmakers say the spill could cost Northwest ratepayers an additional $40 million in utility costs this year alone. Critics also say the spill could compromise the structural integrity of the dams and could affect agricultural exports. Newhouse says he tried to place a pause on the spill in the recently passed omnibus. Litigation to stop the spill has been running its course in a Ninth Circuit U.S. District Court. With the spill set to happen next Tuesday, the realistic aim is to stop it early. I'm Sean Goggins for iFIBER 1 News. This segment is brought to you by
Your taste buds bored? Well, then bring them to Jay's Teriyaki. Not only does Jay's have a variety of teriyaki dishes, they also offer mouth-watering salads and sides. Call Jay's 509-764-5155. Jay's Teriyaki, located at 123 East Broadway in Moses Lake, because it's all in the sauce.
The Washington State Parks and Recreation Commission is offering 2 free days at state parks in April to celebrate spring and Earth Day. The first free day is Saturday, April 14th, a springtime free day, and the second day is Sunday, April 22nd, in honor of Earth Day. On free days, visitors don't need a Discover Pass for day-use visits by vehicle. The next free days are in June for National Trails Day on June 2nd and National Get Outdoors Day on June 9th. The free days are in keeping with legislation that created the Discover Pass. The pass costs $30 for an annual pass or $10 for a one-day permit. The Discover Pass legislation provided the designation of up to 12 free days each year. For more information, go online to discoverpass.wa.gov. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
Big Bend Vikings baseball has had a solid season so far. In non-region play, Big Bend went 12-6 and is one of the only two teams to beat the number 1 ranked Edmonds. Big Bend burst onto the region scene yesterday by obliterating Walla Walla in back-to-back games during a doubleheader. Vikings pitcher Blake Collier held Walla Walla to 1 hit during the first game, where Big Bend won 12-0. The nightmare didn't end for Walla Walla, who allowed 5 runs in back-to-back innings in the second game, which Big Bend took 13-3. Now with a record of 14-6 and a region record of 2-0, Big Bend sits with Spokane and Columbia Basin atop the region. The Vikings haven't made the playoffs since 2002, and if they stay the path, they can see that drought end. I'm Am Chikoski for iFIBER 1 Sports.
This is iFIBER 1 News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at iFiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.